Hello everyone, Morgie Roy here today, and today I want to talk about a resource that as a DM I use very frequently, and that is third-party content for D&D 5e, or really any TTRPG, but let's be honest, D&D 5e is most certainly the most prolific and most certainly has the most content available out there. Maybe one day that won't be the case, but for now, D&D 5e is the one that everyone knows about when you talk about TTRPGs, and thus has the most third-party content. Now, I recently ran a one-shot D&D game with some other VTubers on my channel. If you happen to catch it, we streamed it. A little bit of technical difficulties. I have to work on the volume a little bit. It was my first collab I've ever done, so give me a little bit of grace. But I, for that one-shot, was using a one-shot provided from a book that I own called The Game Master's Book of Random Encounters. Now, I really enjoy this book. I've used it a lot. It was written in 2020 by Jeff Ashworth. And that was kind of when, COVID happened and TTRPGs, which were already sort of popular, utterly exploded in popularity due to the fact that a lot of people couldn't leave their house and they needed something to do, something social to do. So along with a lot of online games and other things, D&D became incredibly popular and other TTRPGs became incredibly popular, and there was a big TTRPG boom, which is kind of still going. D&D has certainly, through efforts of Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, has been struggling a little bit, but a lot of other TTRPGs have been created due to the fact that TTRPGs suddenly became a thing. A lot of more mainstream people found out about them and started playing them, and the hobby became a household name. Third-party content, back on this. So yes, I have this book called The Game Master's Book of Random Encounters. And I really enjoy this book. I use it a lot. It's not perfect. No third-party content is perfect, but the cool thing about third-party content is you can take and leave what you like about it. And I'm just holding it right here, so if you hear your pages, ooh, page ASMR. Woo, page ASMR. Ooh. So I used, for that D&D one-shot we did, I used the one-shot called, where is it? Special Delivery, which is the third one-shot in the group. But there's lots of good stuff in this book. We've got 8 one-shot adventures of various levels. We've got maps for taverns, inns, shops, and guild halls. We've got temples, tombs, and crypts maps, great outdoors maps, homes, hideouts, lairs, and labs, rooftops, alleyways, and tunnels. And there's lots of randomized tables at the back of the book that might be different than ones you can find online. Because, always having a bunch of different randomized tables saves you from doing the work and might put some fun stuff into your game. So I really recommend this book, and the person who wrote this book, Jeff Ashworth, has done a series of books that are just meant to be helpful for people running D&D games. Now, this is a D&D 5e specific game, so all the stat blocks in it and stuff are D&D 5e stat blocks. But he made all his own stat blocks and maps and stuff like that. My big weakness as a DM, besides combat is not my strongest suit, but I can do combat. My biggest weakness as a DM, unfortunately, is puzzles. I am terrible at designing puzzles. I'm terrible at making puzzles. I've only done 1 or 2 in my entire 3-year-long campaign that I've been running, because I'm just not good at them. My brain is not a puzzle brain. So he has a whole book that is just about puzzles that you can steal and put in your game for people like me who are bad at puzzles. This is a physical book, but of course online there's a whole bunch of third-party content. There's third-party adventures, third-party settings. I was talking about Humblewood in an earlier book. That's a third-party setting that you can use. There's Griffin's Saddlebag for third-party magic items. So for me, I know that these are all technically homebrew, but for me, I think of third-party as officially published, and then homebrew is stuff made by individuals. And I know that's not necessarily the definition of it, but that's kind of how I separate it in my brain. So yeah, I very much recommend any of these books to you, but also there's lots of other material out there, and I would like to hear about any third-party content that you guys like in your games. Please tell me. I'm always interested to hear. I find third-party very interesting, and I love D&D 5e, but I know it's not perfect. It has some issues. You know, I've made a lot of my own homebrew to fix some issues that I think D&D 5e has. But, you know, as a DM, you have a lot of work to do, and sometimes it's nice when someone else has done that side work for you to kind of take the edge off a little bit. So, if you have any third-party content out there or homebrew content out there that you'd like to suggest in the comments or tell me about in the comments, I would love to hear about it. Because I don't think for any TTRPG, the base book is great, and you don't have to deviate from the base book. But once you get more used to it, and you want to try new things but still keep it in the game that you enjoy, third-party and homebrew content is wonderful. So, I recommend it. If you have any ones that you know about out there, let me know. I'd love to hear about them. But anyway, thanks. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope you're having a great day. If you aren't having a great day, I hope your bad day is over with soon. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye!